Good morning, Mission Control. Well, today I'm coming to you from inside the office again. Had a great time with family. Did some work yesterday. Got the video posted for you guys, but now I'm doing the video right now today, so you're seeing it today. It is what is it? Tuesday, July 14th. Happy birthday, Mom! And tomorrow, happy birthday, Ron. What I want to share with you guys today is I've taken all the feedback from everyone online. Thank you so much. It's great designing things together. With the exception of one or two comments which were derogatory and never made it on the list. They made it in the filter. All the comments put in were really, really helpful, really, really constructive. So thank you for that. I have taken those inputs and I have made an update. From the outside looking in, you may not see a whole lot until you start getting closer. So let's do that. You'll notice that the screws are off. You'll also notice that the interconnects between all of them have been removed. On the back side, you'll notice that there's quite a bit more material up here, and on the mounts, instead of having 4 holes, we actually have only 2 holes now. So we've reduced the screw count, which was a major request from everybody. And I'd like to also point out that I wanted to put an indentation on each of the legs here and the cross member to where we could put a little piece of Velcro or a little bit of that 3M sticky tape. And it always has a place to go, but to 3D print that requires me to print structure, support structure, and then that kind of wastes material. But you can get the idea that I think when we go to production, what we do is we put a little dimple on each of the legs here of the wall mount, and that would actually allow us to not have to use screws at all. We could just have a little piece of sticky tape back there, especially like if you're going on a tile. You wouldn't want to have that. And then you could also choose to do something like Velcro that would allow you to do that. But let's jump into some of the stuff that's a little more radical here. Let's open up the Grow Box. You know, the key things, I have my notebook here. If you're doing design work, always having a little notebook. These are super, super duper useful. I filled up, I think I've got 4 of them filled up now since we started. But I wanted to get rid of all the screws. I wanted to get rid of the post that were used to connect the Grow Box to the wall. I wanted to get rid of the interconnects because they're just too many small parts, and they also required you to take apart. You basically had to open up 4 grow boxes, in order to just remove one, and that was no good. The markings that we put on there, the marketing material, people made a really good comment that if you're in your kitchen, you don't want to have NASCAR ads all around. I added that little reference there, but it was the right idea. You don't want a bunch of marketing stuff. They want it to be nice and clean. So the marketing stuff that we do have will be put on non-visible surfaces. So I did make that change. And then also the drain had to go front to back on these grow walls so that you can remove them again without having to take multiple pieces apart. So let's look at what we did here. First, you'll notice that the drain now goes front to back and slides all the way in. And I just noticed another mistake. Did I make that mistake? I think I did. Yeah, that needs to be notched right there. So luckily we only got one of these printing, and notching it won't be that big of a problem. And then you'll notice that the screws are gone, and what they are replaced with, I thought a lot about like hand mechanisms, little things that we could print and turn, or like the IKEA furniture, you know, where you have a screw and it goes in the thing, you just turn it and it locks it in place. I thought those were really nice, but that's a lot more hardware that could fall apart, and I didn't have a really clean way to do it. And you still couldn't connect the grow boxes to each other on the 4 sides here, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. So what I did is I went with magnets. Really easy to glue in place, last a long time, come in stainless steel, coverings on them. So what we're going to do is we're going to put small 1/4-inch magnets in the corner, which I think will be kind of overkill actually. And then what is that like? That's like 6 millimeters or something like that. Um, and then also we're going to, these little dimples all the way around here, you'll see there, those are for magnets to go into as well. And I think, you know, when I was looking at the magnets cost less than a penny per when you buy them in quantity. So it was kind of a cost reduction actually in doing it. So we'll have magnets to hold that front cover in place. And then we'll also use larger magnets to attach all these to each other. So that got rid of the interfaces. And then I just had to put extra material in so it could actually be printed, which is unfortunate because using material kind of sucks. But I think we'd be able to create a die for this, no problem. Might be a problem over here for the die for the injection molding, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. So I think I really like this design. I think we're getting really close to what we have. Some people have asked and suggested that we take the watering section here and somehow make it to where it would like connect into the wall mount, like with a connect. And I cannot find a connector that's like push on and it all seeds into place and that can handle pressure, because remember it will be under pressure, which would make it want to poke out, you know. So now you got these magnets holding stuff on, which is on the back here. Sorry, let me show you. On the back here, we've gotten rid of the post, and now we have these magnets that are here. So, and while I'm here, why don't I just take care of this little thing so I don't forget to do it. Just do this. Boom. There we go. And then we're just going to extrude that by 1/4 inch. Or 1/8 inch, excuse me. So that will now be on there. Oh, that's why that is a problem. Egads. Oh, no, I did that wrong. We're going to fix this, guys. We're going to fix it right now. That's the wrong spot. That extrusion needs to stay there because I think this is, how tall is this here? You're seeing how to use SolidWorks. Got my measuring tool set up here. 1/4 inch. There we go. So then this has got to be, you're going to add, oops, 1/4 inch, 0.25 plus 0.02, a little bit of an extra amount in there so that we have some wiggle room. There we go. And then we've got to cut that out. Cut that out. There we go. All right, so now that'll slide all in there. I messed that up, so that'll slide all the way through. Perfect. Okay, dokie. So that's the changes of this box. Like I said, I think the next challenge we're going to have with this is creating the die for doing injection molding. So things like these little dimples on the side might be problematic. We might have to do like a pocket instead, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Don't want to get die lock. All right. So what's next? Well, let's look at the mount here. Here we go. You'll notice the pegs are gone, replaced with the magnet holding holes. So a magnet goes in both this side and of course on the box, and they're just going to be epoxied into place, just glued into place. We've reduced the screw count. We're just down to 2, and again, there's plenty of real estate back here to just use sticky double-sided, you know, 3M mount tape if you're doing this to a like a tile wall. You could use the new stuff that's out there. Pretty cool looking stuff. So there's been no real changes to this other than what the obvious changes. So it's pretty simple. I had to move the supply tube holder over a little bit, and that was it on that one. The fronts, so same type of thing. We had because we have that hole going all the way through to remove or where the drain is at, excuse me. That's a natural Poka-Yoke feature, so I got rid of the Poka-Yoke that was right in the middle, and I just put in the cover that's there, and then added the holes for the magnets on this, which again will be glued in. All right, and then the same things happened on the top here with the fairing. Very simple magnets hold the fairing in place. This one you need to have this extra space in the middle here because that's where your elbows and your T's and all that stuff would go, all your fittings. And then same thing on the box here. This is going to be a harder one to manufacture. I think the printing is going to be fine on it. It prints this way, so it prints from the bottom up. So and when you have a slope feature like this, it tends to print it with minimal issues. But doing injection molding on this might be difficult, so I think we are going to have to start moving into manufacturing concerns here. We'll be able to 3D print these things, but we don't want to do 3D printing for our actual go-to-market feature production. And same thing on the bottom here, 2 magnets just to hold it in place, 2 screws there, some brackets so that it doesn't bend, and then a very simple looking thing here. This one you could actually injection mold because you can come in, you can get a die in going just like this for your mold, and then it would come out no problem. So this one is definitely manufacturable. I think everything else is manufacturable as well. We just have the concerns of those inside dimples on the grow boxes and on the top. So that is what I've been working on, with the exception of one little thing I found and fixed live with you guys here. The first sets are out printing right now. It takes 38 hours to do top fairing mount, bottom fairing mount, grow box, 2 faceplates, so that's 7 items that need to be printed there, and that gives us 1 fully operational box plus a different faceplate for it, so you could swap out faceplates if you wanted. But what we really want to do is just get these going, make sure everything fits. Changes like what I just did, we want to get those designed out, and then we'll start printing them, and we want to get 9 of the 9 grow boxes with 3 top fairing assemblies and 3 bottom fairing assemblies taken or printed. So, you know, we got a few days worth of printing here. Probably won't be till next week that if I can get the printer just doing everything just right. Probably just going to be using the white filament because the black filament started acting up again, and just get everything printed and get the magnets installed and go from there. So not bad at all. I'm really happy with this design. I'm happy how it's turning out. Every time we touch it, it seems to be getting better and simpler, and that is a really good thing. I need to start documenting all the requirements for it. Unfortunately, the money, we haven't got the money to reactivate my software license for Cameo Systems Modeler, which is where I keep all my requirements, and I have years worth of work in there, so I'm not excited about writing them down somewhere else, but I'm probably going to have to do that temporarily until we get the money to get that software up and running again. I like having all my systems engineering stuff in the official system, you know. I don't like having it spread all over the world, so it's difficult to find. Not only that, but then you can relate it to all the other stuff, you know. Why do the grow walls even exist? Why do the grow boxes exist? Anyway, today, so what you're going to be seeing, I got a few things I need to go do. I'm going to try to go get the Simple Pump installed later today, so you'll see a video on that coming up. Also got some stuff around the house to take care of. Yeah, so I'm going to go get those things done. Oh, I did decide to go with TIG welding. I spoke to a bunch of different folks for the grow towers. I have figured out, I've become decent, I should say, at welding the stainless steel tube that creates a frame. That I'm very happy with. I had to buy some more flapper discs and stuff like that. Kind of learning how to really make stainless steel look good. A little bit of a learning curve there, but grinder wheel and then flapper disc to finish it all off is really looking good on the stainless steel tube. And then I have figured out how to get the stainless steel tube and the 24 gauge stainless steel welded to each other. I really did consider doing the riveting, but it's not going to look good at all. It's not going to look good. It will be functional, and I seriously considered it, but I want them welded. And I have had some successful welds from the sheet metal to the tube, and I got the settings thanks to some folks that contacted me, welders. Thank you very much for your inputs. They've been used. I'll show you that in another video. I'll probably be out there. If everything goes well, I'll be practicing working on it some more today while I wait for the TIG to show up. The reason for the TIG is that we do have water containers that need to be welded. And in working with the welders that have reached out to me, there's just no way to get the MIG settings down to where we're not blowing through on that 24 gauge stainless steel. So the TIG cost us a little bit of money there to get the setup that goes with the Lincoln. So it's on its way. It says it's supposed to be here later this week, but it might be next week. And then you got the stainless steel rods that are coming as well. So it's another thing to learn. I'm excited to learn it though. You know, I haven't stick welded. I learned on stick welding a long time ago from my neighbor, and then MIG welding is something you can pick up pretty easy. Not that you have the art figured out, but you could go out there and you could make metal go to metal, and then you got your grinder that makes you look good. So we got the TIG coming, and then we'll get that all set up. So learning how to TIG is supposed. The one guy I was talking to is like a Ferrari, right? It's going to be really, really nice doing the TIG welding, but just got to learn. So we have the fish tank that we have, the aquaculture tank. Oh my goodness, speaking of aquaculture tank. So this weekend something happened and a breaker popped out in the barn, and the heater on the shrimp tank was impacted and turned off. I went out there yesterday and saw a bunch of white shrimp, and they're not ghost shrimp. They might be ghost shrimp. They're dead. Not all of them died, but a lot of them did, and I'm seriously reconsidering the shrimp idea just because of how sensitive they are to everything. I really, really want the shrimp to work. I really am excited about raising shrimp. They're relatively easy to take care of as far as the tank goes and feeding them goes. But they are so darn sensitive to that temperature fluctuation. The temperature dropped down to like 65 degrees and, they're dead. So might have to seriously reconsider that. For the first go around, we might just go with goldfish or something like that. Non-edibles, just to have them a little more robust, just to prove the system out. It's all about the temperature. Yeah, darn. Well, we'll see. I might just order another batch and put a battery backup on the whole thing, just in case. I need to create an Arduino sensor that's out there always watching them, so they're good to go. Anyway, so there's that. We have to create the aquaculture tank back to the TIG welding. We also have to create the grow box tanks, which you will see as they start to manifest. We have a few different sizes, including the potato one, the potato tower as we call it, and the standard grow tower that we have. Those all are actual tanks that do have to be watertight, obviously. So having the TIG welder is an investment that made a lot of sense. So we're going to get that here, and then we'll start welding up everything and getting through that. And once all the parts are here, and we get these grow boxes printing, then we're going to be kind of off to the races. And I'm hopeful. What my strategy is here is we start to get through the mid part of July and into August here. One, it's going to start getting hotter, which is always fun. But two, get the grow walls or grow boxes and the grow towers operational, planting and growing stuff. And then what I want to do is bounce over to the root cellar project, which I haven't worked on at all, and get that design done and decide what we're going to do there. Are we going to do the compact earth, rammed earth, or are we going to do something else? And then get that built, because we got our firewood in this last week and got it all stacked. Got 8 total cords put away right now, so we're set. And then we got the hay in. So if we get the root cellar in, then we're all good. We're going to be set for winter. And then once that's done, I want to bounce over back to LifePod 2 and actually start getting that thing put back together. So, or going, moving on down the road there, which is where we're going to end up probably moving a lot of the grow. That's the final home for our first go round of grow boxes and the grow towers. Is they need to all be moved over into LifePod 2, and they need a lot more grow boxes in LifePod 2 because that entire 53-foot trailers, passenger and driver's side, get covered in grow boxes. So we need to tool up and get some quotes and stuff in to get the injection molding done. So we have a lot of work to do. That's the game plan, though. So thanks everyone for sticking around and watching everything. I look forward to hearing your comments on this. Is actually the 10th design iteration, technically speaking 11th, since we just made a change with respect to configuration control, configuration management. This would be the 11th right now today. Before I started talking today, it was on the 10th, but now we're on the 11th version of the grow boxes, grow wall grow boxes. So we have done quite a bit of iteration to get to this point. I'm excited to see continued iteration. We still have the light problem to deal with. The drain problem, people brought up that the roots are going to head right for that drain. I have some ideas on how to manage that, but we also might just use CONOP as the solution. CONOP stands for concept of operation. So you might, now that it's so easy to take these things off because of the magnets, you might just take it off, trim the roots, put it back in. That might be a simple solution for right now. I get asked this a lot. I've brought it up in live streams. By the way, everyone, we're live streaming pretty much every Saturday. So I keep getting a lot of questions, and we do these live streams, and I answer all the questions. So I encourage everyone to tune into the live streams and check them out. But these grow boxes are not intended to grow things like radish or carrots. They have 3 targeted things that we're going to be growing: leafy greens, strawberries, and herbs. And the herbs are going to be selected. Not all types of herbs can be grown in this type of box, but things like basil, we're going to go with the easy stuff. These grow boxes are not meant to be a replacement for an entire garden. They are one thing that does some of the stuff that's in a garden, and a lot of the stuff that you would want, in your kitchen would be the type of stuff that you grow here. Oh, and by your kitchen, I mean like, I need, some basil. I need some of these herbs. Here's a nice set of strawberries to make a, fruit shake or smoothie or something. Salad fixings, that kind of stuff would go in here. The grow towers are where you would do the other stuff. They are designed for growing things like radish and garlic and carrots and all that kind of stuff, corn. So that's where you would be doing those things at. That's what these are for. So they're not intended to be all encompassing. Those are the target crops we're going to go with. And then we will continue to iterate on these as we go forward. We will not simply stop at just these. We will continue to make them better and better. But one of the problems that we have are lights. We need to get lights on these things. I have some ideas. I need to play with it first, though, before I make that prime time. But getting lights connected to these, I want all the electronics to be running through the wall mount. So I want, where there is electricity needed, I want it to go through the wall mount and through the grow box and then out to the light. And I want that grow box to simply connect. And these mates would be a lot easier. We need, a male and a female plug, so the female sitting on the grow, the wall mount side, and the male is on the grow box side. That way you just connect it. It's a nice secure connection there. And it'll be DC power, it won't be AC, so it'll be pretty low voltage, 12 to 24 volts max. 12 would probably be what we're going to do. And then, it just runs your lights off of that. So that's what we want to do there. And then we got to figure out how to mount it to all this. And I think the magnets might really end up saving our bacon and all that. I think it might make for a pretty cool solution. So, hey, thanks for following along. Thanks for sticking it out with The Real Martian here. We keep getting into more and more design, so I hope you guys enjoy it. It's what you've all been asking for. Stop farming and start getting back to design. So tell everybody about it. Share the videos, and let's get all the comments, and let's go design and help feed people. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Please give the video a thumbs up. Bash that thumbs up button all the time. It really helps us out. Hit the notification bell so you get notified, and subscribe so you get told when we put up new videos. And if you really like what we're doing, you want to help out, you can do so through Patreon for the cost of less than a candy bar per month. In the meantime, this is Real Martian, out.